Well, how's everybody doing today? Hope you're having a good day. I'm having a good day. Just got off work, long day of work. Today we're gonna be doing a beginner's tip guide for ball pythons. So, let's start off. Most people, when they think of snakes, they just think of mean animals that just want to bite you and eat you, pretty much. Because the movie's Anaconda, snakes on a plane, they make it stereotypical and everything. Everybody just runs the name for snakes. So, I'll just from now on be doing educational videos, just trying to show everybody the good side of having snakes and reptiles and animals in general. So to start it off, I got a Champagne Orange Dream Albino. It's quite a few morphs, but most people get ball pythons. They get the original form. I call it OG ball python. This is a little higher up there in price and morphs, but they're all the same. Morphs don't mean nothing besides colorations or paint jobs, so to speak. Started off, they don't get real big. Full grown female, max out around 6 foot. Full grown male, probably max out around 4, maybe 5, depending on how you feed it, how you raise it. I feed my reptiles, my snakes. I feed my snakes once a week. I feed them on Thursdays, and she is eating adult mice, and he is too. And he's an original ball python. I'm not sure if he has any inchi or I don't know what he has in him, but I think he has a little bit of paradox because he has it on his sides a little bit. But another tip is don't buy pythons, reptiles, animals, any of that from regular pet shops. Don't buy them from Petco, PetSmart, places like that, because they buy animals from breeders and then they up-price them to make profit, so you're paying more than what you really need to be paying. Start off, just go online, go on Google, just look up websites. A lot of people have really nice morphs, like BHV Reptiles. I'm gonna shout out to them because that's where I get a lot of my information from Brian on his snake videos. They have great selection of animals. I've went on the website. They have leopard geckos, pythons, boas, they have a great selection of animals. Next, I'm gonna talk about bedding. For bedding, usually I use Eco Earth, which is like a kind of like a mulchy, moist type of supplement, and not supplement, substrate, and it just holds a lot more humidity than this substrate does. But for this right now, I have this for temporary use, just probably a week or two in there. This is what I'm using right here. Snake bedding, just Aspen snake bedding. I did buy this from Petco. It's good for colubrids, pythons, all kinds of stuff. Water, you need to change the water out. I do it once a day. I change the water out every day. They have fresh water because I want to have fresh water. Another thing is people think the snakes just want to bite them. Like right here, this isn't a ball python. It really doesn't have nothing to do with it, but this is a Eringia carpet python, and she is really new. She's only about 4 or 5 days old, but living with me. But you can see she's really jumpy, like badly jumpy. And compared to her, I could just pick her up, set her down. I don't have to worry about her running off, doing anything bad or anything like that. They're really docile animals, and I do have him, which he's jumpy. He'll nap you sometimes, but it's just a defensive thing. It's not because they're trying to eat you. It's just because they're in a defensive pose. They're in a little cage. They don't know what you are. They didn't go to school to find out what humans are. So they're just reacting to the surroundings. And she's amazing. Next tip. They have these, here, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but they have these heat pores right there in the front of their nose. Right in the very front, right there by their eyes. And they use those to thermal regulate their body temperature, because they can't just sense like hot or cold. They use those pores to find the heat, and then their body can feel the heat, of course. They use that to see their food, well, not see their food, smell their food and get the heat sense off their food. Like right now, she can detect my hand, and then nothing there. I use live feed. I like live feed. I think it just makes it more realistic for the animal. I did start them off on frozen thawed, which is the way I would go. Is if you buy a baby, like a hatchling ball python, use frozen thawed pinkies, thaw them out for about 20 minutes in some like coldish warm water, and then put them in a little bit warmer water for about 5 minutes, and then just dang them in there and feed your snakes. After they get to about, I give them about 4 weeks of eating the pinkies, and then I move them up to live fuzzies, and then I haven't had a problem feeding any of my reptiles since then. She's grown quite a bit. I bought her from a reptile expo, Repticon in Houston. I'm not sure what breeder I got her from, but she's really, 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 really nice. I traded a Mexican black king snake and a original female desert king snake for her, because I got into the king snakes and just didn't really go out well, because I had a corn snake and she got in the wrong cage and the king snake ate her, and that was my favorite snake, and R.I.P. But things happen. It wasn't my fault. I was letting people in my shed holding the snakes, and I guess someone took her out of one tub and then opened the other tub thinking it was hers and put her in there, and then next thing I know, I came out there the next day and the king snake had my corn snake in her mouth. So no more of the king snakes, just dealing with pythons. Another care tip that I could say is, well, I'm gonna just give y'all tips about the snakes. Care tips, I'll get that here in a minute. Here's one good tip. These little scales on their belly, these long scales, like really wide scales, they're used to make less friction, so it's easier for them to move. And then right here on the back of their tails, dang it, she's moving around quite a bit. Right here, that's where they poop and pee, for easier reference. I would do the popping thing right now, but I'm not a big fan of the popping thing, which is when you pop it, a male, he'd have 2 hemipenes come out, 2 little like red hemipenes, and with her, she wouldn't have anything come out. And then they also have a thing called probing, which they take a metal rod and they just take the tail of it and shove it in towards the end of the tail, and it'll probably go in 2 doctoral scales, I believe they're called. Females only go about 2 or 3, and the males can go all the way up to about 8 or 10. But you have to do that once they get a little bit older. I'll show you all more grown ball python here in a second. Yeah, other care tips. You don't really have to worry about putting too much calcium on their food for like leopard geckos or anything like that. All you really gotta do is make sure that you have this stuff, which is called Reptisafe. I put a drop to every cup of water, and it just makes it so the water's healthy for them to drink or bask in and put their body in. And then I also use this for my leopard gecko. I don't even need to show it. This is a ball python video. Another thing, I have a spray bottle. That's important. Spray bottle, come in here once a day, down, give them a little, nice little mist. It's on all the snakes, the carpet. She hates it, but they need the humidity so that they can stress them, because if they don't shed good, another irritate them is if you don't. Python, important thing is put it. Do have, or if you do get a ball glass and you want in like a regular, an important like is cage away. There's a lot of traffic. One thing to do, put it right from where there's door. Like if they see a room, don't move it in there by your door, blah, 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 because it could stress a lot out and then out, making them not want to, or the animal want to drink, therefore make it eat. There's a number of things. Not or a good thing to do. Make things. Turn your reptile from rude to aggressive to door, please. Oh, from really aggressive. Shut the pause until you.
My room.
You do have a ball python with, if you like Scar, aggressive. He's not the friendliest snake. I just gotta find his head. So snake peeking out at me, buddy. I know, buddy. Hey, once a day, just come in the cage, pick them up, just kind of work with them. What I do is I'll take them out and I'll put them on the bed and let him work at his own pace and stretch his body out and move around and just have a little exercise. I'm gonna go to my bigger ball python right now so that y'all can get a little size reference. I've had my other ball python for about, I'd say about, what, 7 months, babe?
Yeah, I think so.
7 months? I've only had her for like a couple weeks. Alright, I'm gonna show y'all the big difference in size. Hey, real fast. Go over here. It's better for you. Over there.
Hold on.
Oh, you can't see nothing, right?
Oh.
Here, I'll video it. Let's see, is she in there? Nope. Okay. I know where you are, big girl. Hey. Come on. Set her down and watch. She'll stretch out in a matter of seconds. She'll just start taking off. Well, usually she does. But this is a Lemon Blast ball python, and she is the biggest one I have, the oldest one I have, and she used to be the most aggressive snake that I thought anybody could own. Like, I'd pour water in the cage and she used to strike at me. And I'm kind of watching myself because snakes are unpredictable. They're animals that have mouths, so they can bite you. Don't think you're going to have a snake that never is going to bite you. She's only bit me once, and that's when she was brand new when I first got her. Now, her I did get from Petco. I know I said at the beginning I don't advise y'all to buy reptiles from Petco, but that was after I learned about how they treat them in shipping and handling and getting them and care for them. And usually they just have unhealthy snakes and animals. Like, I bought leopard geckos from Petco, and they died because they had health problems from the pet store.
From shipping and all that.
Yeah, they're
They don't
just
take care of them.
unhealthy, period.
Tell them about the tongue that it's healthy.
Oh, and a good thing to watch for when you do have your ball python is watch the tongue movement. Like, as I took her out of the cage, she moving her tongue around a lot. She's looking around, and that helps me know that she's getting a little more comfortable. And when they move their tongue around, they're smelling the air. They're smelling and tasting the air. It helps them smell and taste, and it's just kind of learning their surroundings. They're just trying to make sure that nothing's here to harm them, and just trying to make sure everything's safe. And they call them ball pythons because their main thing to do towards anything, like it could be anything. Like, see if I come over like that, she goes to like a ball position, and that's their main instinct to anything that frightens them or puts them at risk if they feel like it. They just ball up into a little bitty ball, and it's so cute. And look at this little snake. Like, look at her face. How are you not gonna fall in love with that cute little face? Like, these things are so adorable.
She's modeling.
Yeah, she's showing off for y'all right now. She usually is just kind of grumpy. Don't want nobody messing with her. She's always stiff and taking off. Yeah, you like the feeling of that tail, huh?
She feels good.
Yeah, what I really want to get, I looked it up today, babe. It's like, it's a big chunk of money, but a scaleless ball python. You know how cool that would be?
Hey, show them the soil.
Yeah, I'm gonna show them. This is the Eco Earth. This is that substrate I was talking about. It's kind of moisty. I need to add a little bit of water to it because it's getting a little dry. This is that Eco Earth. It's biodegradable, so if you do get tired of it, you can just take it out and put it in the garden outside if you want to. It has, I'm not sure what it has in it, but it helps break down, like, leftover waste, like poop and pee and stuff.
Hey, babe.
So you don't have to clean it as much, but I still spot clean every day. Make sure the cage is clean. Make sure everything's right. But yeah, that pretty much concludes the video. So y'all have a great day. Leave comments, And like the video, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. If I need to fix stuff, I know it's my first video out, so just let me know what I'm doing wrong. Thank you.